Why are we so why are we so mean to ourselves? I think about it a lot, and today made me think about it a lot. Like we're really so mean to ourselves. Like we're so hard on ourselves. It's almost just for no reason. And you might give yourself a reason as to why you're hard on yourself. You might feel like, "Oh, like I have to be hard on myself because if I'm not hard on myself, then I'm not going to be anything or I'm not going to make it in something." A lot of the times we feel like we have no other choice but to be harder on ourselves. You should really start being a lot nicer to yourself. I was talking to one of my friends and, I kind of had to let them know, like, yo, like, bro, you're being too hard on yourself. Sometimes we set these expectations for ourselves. It's not even that they're too high because it's okay to set high expectations, but there are too many times where we set unrealistic expectations for ourselves. And when we do that, we give ourselves the green light to beat ourselves up because we're not going to meet those expectations as much as we want to. They're unrealistic. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't set goals for yourself. And it doesn't mean that you can't set goals for yourself. But what it means is that you have to set incremental smaller achievable goals instead of trying to have this one big goal and try to reach it every day. Because when you don't reach that goal every day, you're just going to beat yourself up. I feel like I've come to this place where I have to start being a lot nicer to myself, and I recognize it. Like for the last few weeks there has been countless times where I've just been so mean to myself. Like I've just been so hard on myself, which what feels like is now for no reason. But back then, a few weeks ago, I told myself the reason was that I should be bigger than where I am. Should have more followers. I should have more subscribers. I should be bigger as a creator, as a YouTuber, as an artist. Like I should be bigger. And we have to change our own vocabulary. The way that we talk to ourselves has a lot to do with how we feel about ourselves. I said I should do and I should be. We should not be anything and we should not do anything. The only thing that we should be is ourselves. And this is something that you need to keep telling yourself. It's not easy, especially because you might be pushing towards something. Let's just say that you want to be a creator in some way and you're pushing towards this goal, but you don't see anything, at least that you want to see yet. Like let's just say you want 100,000 followers on Instagram and you're pushing towards that goal and you've been pushing and pushing and pushing, but you don't see it yet. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to reach that goal, but you can't beat yourself up right now for not already being there because things take time and everything that you're going through, you're also growing through. So every single time that you feel like the world is throwing negative things at you, or you feel like there are things that shouldn't be happening, these things are happening to teach you something. And until you learn from these things, they're going to keep happening, and things that you don't like are going to keep happening for you. I believe that we're too hard on ourselves. I believe even right now, as I'm shooting this video, I'm being a little too hard on myself, thinking and telling myself that I have to shoot this video in a certain way, thinking and telling myself that I need to have ideas laid out and have things laid out. We could do what we want to do, and we should only be ourselves. We should not be so scared to be ourselves or put ourselves out there. And that right there is what prevents us from being happy in our lives. I think one of the big things that prevents us from being happy and prevents us from actually feeling good and being able to stay positive is we feel like we have to live up to these expectations that we set for ourselves. And it's the expectations that we set for ourselves. Nobody else set those expectations. Think about it like this, right? Like you have to appreciate everything that you have and everything that is in front of you. You have to appreciate everything that you have and everything that is in front of you before you can get anything else. Because if you get anything else, you're not going to appreciate it because you're not appreciating what you already have. So for example, for myself, what I had to tell myself recently, I have 3,000 followers on Instagram and only like 50 and Instagram's engagement and all these apps engagement, most of your followers, and I never understood, like I genuinely never understood this, but unless you've been ridiculously consistent for years, not every one of your followers is going to see your post. Not every one of your followers is going to like it or view it. It's just how it goes. But I can't get upset at not getting a few hundred likes on my posts. Now, if I only get 50 likes, if I only get 60 likes, if I only get 40 likes, what I like to do is I like to close my eyes. I like to imagine that, let's just say I'm having, let's just say there's 10 people here and 10 people viewed my video. I like to close my eyes and I like to imagine that there are actually 10 people watching me speak right now. And it's so rejuvenating and it makes you feel so good because it makes you realize that social media, in our perspective of how many people should be looking at us, has been tainted so much because we expect more than reality and we expect more than we can handle sometimes. And because we see other people get ridiculous amounts of praise when maybe they don't deserve it, and that's opinionative. They might be getting a certain amount of views that you're not. You need to be appreciative of what's in front of you and be appreciative of what you have. I could look at those 10 people and be like, damn, like that's not enough. Or I could look at those people and be like, wow, there's 10 people watching me. There's 10 people appreciating my video. There's 10 people who actually give a damn about what I'm saying. I shouldn't be, and you shouldn't be so hard on yourself for not having certain things meet your expectations. You see, you also shouldn't be upset at yourself for not reaching things or for messing up or for not doing the right thing all the time. You're not a perfect person. And if you were a perfect person, then you might as well not even you might as well not even keep working towards your goal, because working towards a goal requires work. And work means that you're not perfect yet. Work means that there's something that you constantly need to move towards. We're not the same person every day. So you can't beat yourself up. You cannot beat yourself up for something that you did yesterday. You cannot beat yourself up for something that you are doing right now, or something you can't beat yourself up for wanting your future to even look a certain way. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is right now. And I don't care how many times I've mentioned this, because I believe it's a good thing for people to hear. You need to focus on right now. And in order to be happy, you can't beat yourself up, and you have to recognize the moment of now. And what matters is right now. What matters is happening right now, not the future, not the past, but right now. And why is that? It's because the only thing that you have control of is the present moment. The only thing that you have actual control of is who you are inside. So don't beat yourself up so much. If you feel like you need to keep working so hard because if you don't, you're not going to make it, and this, that, and the third. Slow down, man. Slow down. Don't think about the things that you haven't done yet, and don't think about the things that are to come, because both things are going to attract three things: fear, which is false evidence appearing real; worry; and anxiety. And it all really does stem from fear. A lot of us fear the future. A lot of us fear things that happened in the past, and we don't want them to happen right now. And a lot of us beat ourselves up because we don't want to be afraid of the things that we're afraid of. But it's okay to be scared. Like, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's okay to feel nervous. It's okay to feel anxious, and it's okay to feel fear. But all fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is false evidence. So what I would say is it's evidence that usually comes from previous moments in our life. So maybe the past. And in our present moment, our brains and our minds trick us to make us feel like it's still happening, and like it's happening in the present moment, and like it's happening right now. But it's not. So you have to remind yourself, fear is false evidence appearing real. The only thing that you can control, and the only thing that you have true control of, is who you're being on the inside and your internal being. And if you don't like who you are right now, and if who you are right now bothers you, or it makes you feel uncomfortable, or you wish you would do something different, you can do that, and you can choose to be somebody else, and you can choose to do different things and be a different person right now in this moment. Because the past is what already happened. You can't control it because you already did it. It's gone. The past is it's a figment of our imaginations. The past already happened. And the future is still a figment of our imagination. The future is still something that did not happen yet. We can't control it. The only thing that we can really do is work towards what we want to happen in the next moment, or focus on the now. But the future isn't happening yet. The future is something that does not exist yet. So anything that you feel like or believe or think is going to happen in the future, you really don't know what's going to happen. Now, you could plan for the next moment, and you can plan for the next time in your life, but you truly will never 100% know what is to come. So beating yourself up for not doing something yesterday, or beating yourself up for not working towards something that's going to better your future, you can't do that. We have to be nicer to ourselves. The only thing that we can really focus on is the now. The only thing that we can really focus on is what we're doing in this moment. Don't beat yourself up so much. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to have a little fear in you sometimes. It's a natural human instinct. It's okay to worry, but you shouldn't worry because worries aren't happening in the present moment. Worries are happening in every other moment but right now. The only thing that you should really focus on is right now, and the only thing that you have true control of is who you are on the inside and who and what you want to put out from the inside. If you don't like how people view you, if you don't like how people see you, you can change that, but with a grain of salt. Because remember that whatever you show on the outside sometimes is a reflection of what's going on the inside when it comes to yourself. So if you feel anxious about something and you're trying not to show it, it's going to show on you. It's going to show. It's going to show. Maybe you're shaking. Maybe you can't look right at, right into somebody's eyes. Maybe something's going to happen, but it's going to represent itself in some way. So just breathe. Just breathe. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't make yourself feel or think or anything. Don't make yourself feel like you have to be a certain way or be a certain person. Don't be so hard on yourself. The only thing that you're supposed to do, the only thing that you're supposed to feel, the only person that you're supposed to be is you. It all starts with you. How you feel right now in this moment, how you feel in the next moment, what you're thinking about, everything has to do with yourself. You shouldn't beat yourself up so much. Don't beat yourself up so much. Seriously, man, stop it. Chill out. Chill out, gang. Don't beat yourself up so much. You have to be nicer to yourself because you live with yourself, you can get upset about what people think of you. You can get upset about how people feel about you, and you can do all those things. But the only person who wakes up, goes to sleep on the pillow, looks in the mirror, puts the outfit on, the only person who has to look at themselves every day, every single second, is you. So you better be happy with what you're putting out. You better be happy with what you're doing. You better be happy with the energy that you're putting out for your own life, because whatever energy you put out is exactly what you get back. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be so hard on yourself. Allow yourself to breathe sometimes. Don't make yourself feel or think that you have to be a certain way or be a certain person. Don't beat yourself up so much. The only person that you are supposed to be is you. If you want to do something, go ahead. If you want to think something, go ahead, but you have control over it. Nobody else has control. And what other people think and how other people feel about you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with themselves. And it's their business, not yours. It's going to be okay. Keep going. It's Will Armani.